podcast is part of the Podcast Your Scene Network. Visit us at www.podcastyourscene.com.
You know, the local media has an agenda that they're going to serve. I don't know who's in charge of it or what it is, if it's like a headless monster.
Why? Is a question.
Walking backwards.
Yeah.
Something sacred.
I don't know the names of the creep songs. Those are
Running in
CDs
circles.
You just pop in and let play.
Sea of Glass.
The flight and the fall.
I love Ozzy. I think he's the true definition of a rock star.
So kill off by your speakers.
Anybody else have any interesting stories they don't want on the show?
Dog from after the fall.
Hey, this is John Laing from the Thriving Metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania.
The Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock that Pennsylvania has to offer.
What's the story this week? Am I fucking your woman? I'm fucked up on oxy pills.
Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, everyone? It is Bill, and you're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer, right here on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, and 107.1 FM KFGD, St. Louis, Missouri. On the beaches of San Diego, California, we have RootarooRadio.com, and the Highlands of Scotland, we have XRPRadio.co.uk. In the other side of Pennsylvania, we have oldiesxl.com in Philadelphia. And I'm sure I'm forgetting, buildthescene.com, which is my home right here in the thriving metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania. And of course, music from the 412.com, both on the TV and the radio side of things. This is the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 669. With me tonight are three members of the band Working Breed. And if you bear with me for a moment, I will get them all up on the screen. There they are. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? Shaking.
They're probably laughing. Probably laughing because they realized how quickly I said all of that after I said, sorry, we got to go live. So first of all, why don't you three introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band?
Yeah, sounds good. My name's Erika June Christina Laing, and I sing and I play trombone and musical saw and synthesizers and, just stuff. Yep.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Jeremy Papay down here, play drums.
Oh, and I am Jake Churton. I play the bass guitar.
And our missing friend is Mike Dugan, who plays the guitar. His headphones aren't working, so he can't be here. But he's a vital member.
So, Jeremy, you kind of look like a young Peter Criss.
Ah, that's all right. I mean, I don't even have my cat makeup on. That's good. I'll take it. I've had worse.
when you lean forward to the screen, I was like, ooh. And then you said you were the drummer, so it lined up perfectly.
There it is.
Do you play jazz?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of went through just about everything in college. I mean, I'm a rock player by heart. Grew up with thrash metal, hair metal, and Stravinsky was kind of my upbringing in the household. And then discovered prog and jazz and orchestral playing and all that stuff. But kind of incorporate it all, but definitely rock and roll at the core.
Some people don't realize that Peter Criss was kind of more jazz and swing before he hit the rock scene.
Yeah.
But
I love that about Jimmy Chamberlain too. Yeah.
Now that I went way off the rails.
Oh no, all good.
Don't worry, that's not going to be the first time or last time. So the name Working Breed. This is like the only default normal radio question you're getting tonight. Where did the name Working Breed come from?
Oh my gosh, like a million years ago when we started the band, we needed a band name and we went through like a million different band names like you do. And every band name I would like Google search to see what comes up with that, if there's another band like that, stuff like that. And actually for a minute we were called Good Night Ned. which is a reference to the Three Amigos. Do you know?
Yeah, this is news to me. This is fun.
yeah. Jeremy and Jake came after the band had his name already. So in the movie The Three Amigos, there's this like tortoise whose name is Ned, who sings the song. Anyway, whatever. Then we found out there was a pretty cool band in Texas with that name. So our very, very, very first bill, it was listed as Goodnight Ned, but we changed it to Working Breed before we even played it. And it just seemed fitting because it seemed original and unique. And I don't know, there's something sort of like kind of like whimsical, but also getting stuff done about it. So I don't know. It just kind of worked out.
Cool. All right. So now we're going to go off the rails. So you're standing at the same crossroads that Robert Johnson once stood at and sold his soul to become the best guitarist at the time. Why are you standing there? What are you going to sell your soul to the devil for? And if you don't like how that's worded, what's a goal you have that you haven't met yet?
Like as a band or as individuals?
Those goals should align, Erika.
we should align. I mean, I don't know. Like what I think for this album, what we hope is just for people to listen to it. We're really excited about it, and we produced it in less than a year, so it's really like gratifying to like just like get it out there. And I mean, I mean, personally, I'd love to like just to have a lot of people hear it and boogie. You know, it'd be really cool placement in some sort of movie or TV or something. Do you know what I mean? Something like that.
You do have to sell your soul to do that.
I think you have to sell your soul to do
There you go.
that.
There it is.
I think selling your soul for anything is like a tattoo. Like eventually you're just going to be like, why did I sell that soul?
You sell it once and then you keep selling it over and over again.
But yeah, I guess I would sell mine to be the fastest bass player. Play all the fastest notes.
I'd sell my soul so you could play all the fastest notes too, Jake.
I guess I'd sell mine to be able to play fast enough to keep up with you.
Yeah.
But there we go.
See, your goals did align.
In the end, we're gonna turn into a thrash metal band. Like,
Yeah, we'll be
that's the
called
next album.
We'll be called No Soul Asylum. Oh, this is bad.
This is Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Bill? What would you sell your soul for?
So that's a good question. And that's not how this works. No.
Okay.
No, it's funny that you did that to me because the last person that did that to me was Utah Burgess, who owns Shady Lady Studio and is on the Grassroots Show on 97.7 FM. And it's a perfect segue because this coming Sunday, I will be on the Grassroots Show. So you guys should tune in at 7 p.m.
Nice.
But to answer your question, this is going to, for my kids to have a better life than I've had, which is kind of musically aligned because all three of my kids are musicians.
Oh, nice.
And I won't go into that online, but if you guys want to stick around until after all the videos are played, I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
So you're leaving a gig and there is a DeLorean sitting there with its door open and a flux capacitor in the back seat, which means you can borrow it and bring it back the exact same time. Where are you going in time, and what band are you going to hang out with while you were there? Since Marty hung out with the band at the Under the Sea Ball.
Man, when did we record this album? I'd love to go back and just watch all that happen from an outside perspective. That was so much fun.
You'd visit us
a few months ago.
You'd visit us last July.
Now,
that was really fun.
That was a really fun time.
You have to make sure that you don't ruin the time-space continuum. You have to stay away from yourself, right?
Yeah, right. I'll be just observing in the
this is the furthest I've gone into the references with the Back to the Future thing. I'm getting sued now.
Ooh, I like that question. I'd probably go back to I probably peaked in 2009. So probably go around then. I think we were on the cover of the city paper. So yeah, that's all it.
Yeah. Jake played with Donora. So you'd go back to when Donora was on you play with Donora. You still play with Donora. Go back to when you'd go back to when you were on the city paper cover.
We'd go back when we weren't playing music that was designed to play in a Panera Bread.
I think I would I interpreted this to mean like other bands besides ones that I've been in, but my answer
that's usually how this question goes, but
my answer isn't very far away though, because the nut doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So I'd go probably try to witness my dad before I was born playing his power pop stuff in Milwaukee and in London and England and Scotland, or something like that, and just like catch his vibe when he was like in his most wild young self. Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be really cool.
You got to be really careful with the space-time continuum.
You may end
you're
up
walking a difficult line.
In fact, it's a little too much like the plot of Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Stay out of the car.
The photograph is fading. I'm like, no.
Simpsons did it, yeah.
So here we are, like at the end of the first 10 minutes, and I forgot to mention the two songs that we listened to at the top of the show. So the first song that we played was Infected by Dragonfly Effect, which is actually the 3 Questions in a Song guest. So you can learn more about that song by going to buildthescene.com and watching that episode. Or you can catch it on musicfrom412.com as well, both TV and video, which is brand new this week. It's the first time that it's been on the TV side. And we also heard from Illusions of Grandeur and their song Demons. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hear 2 more songs. They are Royally Bankrupt's song Somewhere I Shouldn't Be and Working Breed's song Break Free off of their new album that we're going to talk about here in just a moment. We will be right back.
All right.
Almost time for the annual Fostering Music Summer Shindig. Fostering Music is a charitable organization dedicated to enriching the lives of children currently in or adopted out of the foster care system. We proudly partner with local foster care agencies to provide musical instruments and instruction in conjunction with local music stores. This year's Summer Shindig fundraising event features 2 days of local music and outdoor family fun. Come out and make a difference while having a blast. Main Street Music and Sound is your full-service music store for instruments, rentals, repairs, and more. Our experts have over 40 years of experience in AV and lighting installations. And if you're looking for any kind of instruments, accessories, or gear, you'll find it here. Plus, we offer lessons for students of all ages and levels for a wide variety of instruments. Visit Main Street Music and Sound in-store or online today.
And we're back. So you just heard Royally Bankrupt Somewhere I Shouldn't Be, which is brand new to the show, and the brand new track from Working Breed, whose 3 of 4 members are hanging out with me tonight, the song Break Free. And what I need you guys to do is take an MTV moment and do as storytellers and tell me something about the song.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, we really like to call it wake free instead of break free. But that's just a private. That's private. That's anybody who's watching this now. You know how to really pronounce it.
I think it's just silly.
It's just silly. It's just silly. This, I guess, like lyrically, this song is about this idea that sometimes when everything's not going your way and you're struggling a lot and there's some direction, but you're kind of fighting against it. It's better to just like go with the flow, break free out of whatever supposition you're kind of like you're holding yourself back with, and then you can become more yourself and grow a lot from that. And it's supposed to be joyous and it's kind of fun. It's like if we ever played an arena, it'd be like the greatest arena rock song because it's like everybody's singing the chorus, it's big and loud, so it feels like that when we're playing it, and it feels really cool. It just feels cool to play the song. So I hope it feels cool to hear it too. But when you guys should talk about our little instrumental solo bridge, which I think is fun.
Oh yeah, that was just kind of a rehearsal in joke, I think, right? We're against extended long solo sections of the tunes, so we each decided to just take 4 bars and play something kind of ridiculous, and then commit it to tape and act like it was the best solo ever. And it turned out to be. They're all great. This little wacky studio stuff.
Yeah, it's very silly. It's just like a little squealy on the guitar, a drum fill, and then like a synthesizer. Wee, and that's like the entire solo section. So it's fun for us, and also it kind of goes with the attitude of the song, I guess. Yeah.
So your release show with it's Frisco Kid, right?
Cisco Kid.
Mm-hmm. Is coming up in a few days, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And it's sorry if that didn't hit you yet.
yeah. It keeps hitting over and over.
and it's at Little Giant Studio.
Yes, yeah. Have you heard of this place?
Yes, but I'm not familiar with it. Like I heard of it before I saw it on your flyer, and before I put it on the concert calendar that you're going to see in a little bit. But I haven't been there. So why there? Like,
so Brandon Lehman is putting this space together, and we really like it as a community kind of space for musicians. He has these little open houses once a month, and people from all different corners of the scene all over Pittsburgh who maybe don't normally interact do come to these events and kind of get to meet each other and learn about things. Like he'll have like the vinyl plant guy show up and give a little talk and an example, and people can kind of like share tips and tricks and all kinds of good things. So he also has a good soundboard and it's set up for rehearsals so people can rehearse there for like a pretty good rate. So it's just like, it's cool that this is a new community space, and I think we're amongst the first few people to try to do a show there. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't know, it seemed like right to kind of have something. It's 75 capacity, so something kind of like sort of somewhere between a house show and a really big show to do this celebration. And then we'll have a bigger vinyl release later at Spirit Lodge on September 1st when we get our vinyl back. Yeah.
So I was trying really hard not to give it away, but I'm sure you guys figured out that something was going on in front of me.
Something that looked like a Mitch Hedberg bit. Something up and to the left made everybody happy.
One of my musician daughters came in with her clarinet and her book to show me that she's learning to play My Girl.
Nice.
Aww.
And I was trying really hard not to react, but she wouldn't go away, which sounds terrible.
You did great though. Yeah.
And since I mentioned it, she plays clarinet. Aiden plays the trumpet and keyboards and harmonica, and a little bit of drums, a little bit of guitar. He taught himself how to play fife. My daughter Emmeline plays the clarinet, and between the 3 of them and singing, they're in like 2 choirs and 6 bands.
Wow.
So
nice.
There, I said it. All right, so
they're They're getting used to the busy musician life early, which is probably good.
They're in adult and children's choir at church.
Oh wow.
So the release party. Tell me a little bit more about what to expect from the album and what you're like, why you picked Cisco Kid. Just give me some insight into what's going to happen on the 6th.
Yeah, sure. Cisco Kid was a good choice because two of the members, Addie Twig and Jojo Gustafsson, I hope I said his last name right. They used to play in the Telephone Line, and that is a band. They just put out their last album, and they're not doing the band anymore. So they kind of went out with Big Bang, and we have played more. We have played so many shows with Telephone Line. Like they wrote this thing. Oh, we played most of our shows. The number one band we played with was Working Breed. So we thought it would be kind of nice to kind of like just transition over. And Cisco Kid is a great band. They're super rock and roll. So that's really, really, really fun. And then we're going to play through the album with some special little things thrown in there. The music's so new that a lot of people haven't heard it even live yet. And some of the songs we've only even played like one time live. So it'll be, I think, a really big treat and celebration. Yeah. And yeah, we have a bunch of random fun things going on while you're there too. So yeah, surprises. Do you guys want to add anything?
That was pretty good. Yeah, it's a tight little half hour. It's a fun little album. Covers a lot of ground, and yeah, it moves.
I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna play so fast.
So if I remember correctly, on the last music you guys sent me, you recorded a plant. And included that. And I think I read something else that you did on this album, but I can't remember what it was.
We graduated from plants to brains. We recorded our brain waves, and brain waves.
We looked angry doing it.
It was like the funnest day I ever had bringing anybody to work ever, because it was just like, everybody was so good at listen. We just listened to our own songs actually while recording the brainwaves, and then basically the brain neurons are always firing at different frequency rates, and some are going faster and some are slower, and they're at the same frequency rates that musical notes are at, but they're just like very, very tiny. So I put them into the auditory spectrum, and now they sound like notes. So I can kind of like make a keyboard of brain sounds, and it's pretty weird and cool. So we put that all over the record. But it's like, you would listen and you wouldn't know it was brain sounds. You think it's a synthesizer or something.
I mean, Erika would know, but we wouldn't know.
Yeah. The average Joe might not know, just because it just sounds like a synthesizer.
Just because it sounds like a synth doesn't mean it's not a brain.
That's right. But what's so meta about it is that our brains are on the record because we're recording our brain thoughts through the instruments, right? Now this is also the brain itself as an instrument, and it's listening to those parts of the song. So it's really our auditory cortices and how do they sound when they're listening to this music. So it's pretty cool.
Which one of you just said "whoa"?
I'm adjusting my lighting so I can be more like you guys.
Did you guys like being lab rats for a second?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was great. That was some fun photos, and it felt like
it was fun.
But here's where you can hear it. So we in the song Gaslighter, which you're not listening to on the show today, but you'll hear it on May 6th when the album drops on Spotify and Bandcamp and everywhere else you can find music. That title track Gaslighter has this little thing, another inside joke. We like to have fun. One of the backing vocals kind of goes like, which is the tonal sequence from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And we thought that was so funny So we all listened to that tonal sequence like 100 times while our brains were being scanned.
11 minutes, I think. So
yeah, 11 minutes of that, like borderline Clockwork Orange level torture. But then we were able to make the sequence out of the brain sounds. So that is one place, if you listen to Gaslighter and you hear the that little tiny phrase is actually one of those notes is one of our individual brains making that note with the brain waves.
All right, so I have one more question for this segment, and that's when Erika brought this idea to you guys, what did you think initially?
Well, she already knew what we were going to think. Perks of the job, I guess, but
yeah, totally on board. It like takes takes music concrete to a whole new level.
Yeah, you don't have to ask Jeremy twice to go to some strange floor of a hospital.
Not again.
No, one of the greatest things about Working Breed in general, this has always been true the whole time we've been a band, is like everyone is game to try stuff, and especially this configuration is just like anybody who has an idea, you just give it a whirl. Let's give it a whirl, and then it turns into this amazing new music, and that we're all invested in. You know, it's very cool.
Or it's terrible. You be the judge.
Yeah, that's right.
May 6th.
All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take another break. For those of you that are tuned in to see who's going to win the tickets to Lido Ford, that's coming up next on the video end. On the radio end, you're going to hear a brand new track from Noble Hops featuring the Mo Show. It is called the Mo Spangled Banner. That's Utah, who I mentioned earlier. That's his band with his band. That's confusing, but I'll explain it later. And then we're also going to hear Charlie Barath, Ollie Ollie, and then we'll be back with Working Breed. Hey everyone, it's time to give away the tickets to Lead a Forward with A Common Crown and Modern Fossil for May 7 at Jurgles. There were 4 entries: Tom Trainer, John Perry, Sandra Christner, and Greg Fristic. Each name is on the wheel 3 times. I put them in, I hit the shuffle button. Where the names are there is randomly chosen by my wheelofnames.com that you can see over there on the screen. To join in the chance of winning 2 free tickets, courtesy of Music from the 412 and Andruski Entertainment, you go to musicfromthe412.com/contests. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and click the wheel, and we'll find out who is this week's winner.
Sandra Christner.
Sandra, keep an eye on your email. You should receive those tickets sometime within the next 24 hours. Congratulations for those of you that did not win or did not know. Once again, it's musicfromthe412.com/contests. It'll be updated from time to time. I believe we still have 4 more shows listed there, with more to come. And with that said, we're going to get back to Working Breed on the Pennsylvania Rock Show Live. You can catch me there each and every week, 9 p.m. on musicfromthe412.com.
Hi.
Okay, so Sandra, keeping an eye out on your email, like I just said. So I forgot to mention it to you guys, when I bring stuff up on the screen like that, you're not actually muted. So I went through and muted you, but then I have to unmute you when we come back. But
Who was it? Was it me?
I'm not sure, but there was definitely some noise going on there, and I'm like, that's not right. Where's that coming from?
Who was it?
All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to get back on my rail, which is off of everybody else's rail, and I'm going to ask you this question. This is the official Build the Scene question. It's, who's your Dave Grohl? And by that I mean, what band do you want to go up on stage with and play one of their originals?
Oh, that's a good one.
And if you weren't positive if this was really live or not, you could probably hear the sirens behind me right now.
Oh man.
Well, with confidence or without confidence?
Who do you want to go up on stage with?
I feel like Jeremy wants to go on stage. Not that we're supposed to answer each other's questions, but I feel like Jeremy.
That puts a twist on it.
Yeah, right.
I think Jeremy wants to go on stage with what's his face from you know who I'm talking about. I know you know Mike.
Oh, one of the
Mike's
patent
not
projects.
here.
Yeah. Mike Dugan. No, wait.
No, I think, I was Faith No More guy. Faith No More guy.
The police, or any one of the Mike Patton projects, or
Mike Patton. That's who I was.
Coming in for Dave Lombardo somewhere would be super fun. But yeah, this really. I mean, from a drummer perspective, just drummers that I love their creative style and have try to rip off most of the time, so maybe it would work.
Do they have to be alive?
No, you still have a DeLorean.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think I asked that early?
I want to hang out with David Bowie.
Be careful around your dad.
I'm not gonna visit my dad. I'm gonna change that plan. I'm gonna change the plan. I feel like I'd want to go with Prince, but he wouldn't probably like to have me there, so I will go with David Bowie. I want to play with David Bowie. I think that'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
you could go way back with Prince and earn your way up.
Yes,
to where he would respect you in the end.
Way back, I could ride his purple motorcycle with him.
I want to go back in the same thing. I want to be in the band with Erika. She just wouldn't know me at the time because we hadn't met yet.
Good. We formed the band after I ride Prince's motorcycle. Is that what you're saying?
I think we jumped the shark and we're now on Quantum Leap instead of Back to the Future.
I like that too. Yeah, that's good. I think the only time that I wanted to be on stage playing was when I was younger. Now it's more like a chore, and I just don't want to do it. So. No, I'm kidding. I really do like it. But I do remember seeing shows very young and being like, I want to be. I had a hard time listening to the shows live because I wanted to play so bad. I was at Trey Anastasio concerts, so I'll say I want to be in Trey Anastasio's band in 2005 or something.
2005, you wanted to be in Trey Anastasio's band in 2005.
We have a DeLorean. It doesn't matter.
See, he caught on.
It's all relative.
I'm trying to follow some rule system. That's not real.
Yeah. No, it's fine. We can go back.
So you mentioned when you were younger, and that clicked the question that I sometimes ask. Can you pinpoint the moment that you realized that you wanted to be in a band?
I was in sixth grade. Yes, sixth grade. I rented a bass because my friend got a guitar, and we were in a band called 1.5%. So it was exactly that moment. It's not a good band.
Yeah,
I moved on.
I think I played my first gig ever was in a band with my dad in third grade. So somewhere back in those pots and pans rating early days, that I think it was kind of predetermined, even if I didn't realize it, that I wanted to be in a band.
Your dad probably treated you just like a real working musician. You were killing it.
Well, it was great. He played everything but drums, so it worked out awesome.
Well, that is perfect. I think for me, I had my dad was a musician, so the music was all around all the time, and he was always in bands and stuff because he was so cool. And then my brother was doing that. And one time we were in London, we were recording something in his British buddy's, house studio, and I sang on that. And I can tell you it was real bad. It was real bad, and I'm glad it's lost to time. But although I kind of want to hear it, but it's real bad. But then I wanted to be in a band, but I didn't think I was cool enough. But after I got divorced, and I was like, I must be in a band. So And then I found one on Craigslist and I joined it, which I don't always advise, but the guys I wound up with were really cool and they were really nice and let me get my feet wet with music. That was Slingshot Genius, and they're all really cool musicians too.
How old were you when you did that recording?
I was like 15 or 14 or something. 14 maybe. Yeah. Young. I had no vocal training. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of, they tracked me like 5 times and put them all together and did an average. And I mean, like, it was my first studio experience though. So that was very cool. Getting to like see what that was like at all, you know? So, you know, it was cool.
So
Erika,
yeah, that's cool. I have an odd request for you. Can you move to one side for a second so we can see the picture? All right, now you can come back. All right, now, you know, it's behind all of us, but it's also behind Erika. And my question is, who did you convince to let you do that?
It's a great question, actually. We want to answer it because it's one of our favorite people.
Hold on that thought for 1 second, though, because the people on the radio have no idea what I'm talking about. So the picture is that's on the front of the album, correct?
Yes.
And it's a W and a B. It looks like it might be steel.
Wood.
All wood.
Oh, it's all wood?
All wood.
And it's in a big bonfire, basically. All right, go ahead.
We burned them down. So first of all, those letters are from our last album release party. Our buddy Dave Flores made these enormous 8-foot by 10-foot letters, and we squeaked them into the Thunderbird. Like, they literally squeaked on the way in. They barely fit. And they're just sort of, they were awesome, but they were kind of like a pain in the neck to have around all the time and move around. So when we titled this, so when we titled this album, we were like, oh, we gotta burn those letters. So the person who let us do this, though, was Chris and Amy Leia. Amazing,
I know
amazing
he has
property.
He has a house that people play in. Why can't I think of the name of it?
Called Live Bird.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's called Live
He's been
Bird.
on this show a long time ago.
Yeah. He's an amazing guy, and he lives next door to this house, and he lets bands do all kinds of stuff in there, and he has this big yard, and the view behind the W&B, actually, it used to be all trees, but this tornado came through, and it went like between his houses and just destroyed all those trees and gave him an amazing view and didn't ruin any of his house property, which is like amazing. So we had this like amazing view, and he was like really cool with it, burning up this huge bonfire. Yeah, so it was such a great day, wasn't it, guys? It was an amazing day.
That was a killer time.
Where
we still have that DeLorean, right? We can go back and visit there too.
Yeah, we can just go check it out.
Did you have s'mores? Or did you have to bring them with you in the DeLorean?
We got to bring them. We had lots of beers. We didn't have any s'mores.
So Kiss played in a bay in Australia at the Great White Sharks. Metallica has played in a bubble in Antarctica. What non-standard venue would you like to play at?
It's not a brain wave machine.
No, but that's hard to top.
Ooh,
that might be part of Back to the Future 4.
Wait, was the bubble underwater?
No, that was in Antarctica, but that would be cool.
Underwater bubble would be really cool.
I think Death Clock beat us to it though.
Has that happened already?
In a cartoon, anyway.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any ideas, Jake? I'm sure you've got something cooking.
I'm gonna be honest. I missed that question. I thought it was checking the baby monitor. What was the question?
That's good, Dad. Good, Dad.
Non-standard venue. Kiss played the way.
Non-standard venue.
And one of your live and one of your virtual reality experiences or something.
Yeah, we could.
I saw like one of those exhibits at the Dali where you're like in the painting and you can zip around. So
I think it would be really cool to play at like the peak of a mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, or like
natural reverb there.
Yeah.
Edge of a cliff. You know.
I mean, if you could get everything to fall at the same pace and just have the floor drop so your band is set up, and then you're literally skydiving while you're playing.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think that's how physics works. That's Erika's thing.
No, I can't do that. But I could make a VR. We could make the VR. I bet we could do that.
A band skydiving as in like playing in a band.
Yes.
You're in Aerosmith, falling to the ground.
Revolution X3.
I like that.
With the arcade.
So I guess skydiving would be my answer.
Skydiving would be okay.
Would be a strange venue that I.
It'd be hard for like people to come join us, but.
Well, what you could do is you could video it and make it a video for one of the songs, and then we'd play it on Music from the 412.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we're really tight on time right now, but I do want you to mention again where people can find the Gaslighter EP. Is it EP or full album?
It's a full album, even though it's 30 minutes and 20 seconds. It's 10 songs. It's like 8 songs and an intro and an outro track. So it's like a real full album, but it is just short and just gotcha, you know.
Right,
so
yeah,
you can on May 6th it'll be on Spotify and all the places you would normally go, Apple, iTunes and stuff like that. And on Bandcamp also, you could like buy it there or stream it there. It'll be on YouTube and all the places. So it'll be great.
I'm gonna make a suggestion. If it Friday the 5th, Friday the 5th, the day before is Bandcamp Friday. I think she release it a day early there because people could buy it and you get 93% instead of 82%.
There you go.
I'm that's a good key point. Yeah. And I love that. I love that Bandcamp does that too, by the way. So if you want to support local music, especially like buying on Bandcamp Fridays is great because you get so much more of the money. So it's like it's nice. It's a nice way to support the band. Yeah. Because otherwise there's not a lot of we get 0.00001 cents per Spotify play, something like that. It's very small. But listen anyway. Leave it listen anywhere. Like we don't care. Just listen.
So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on episode 669.
Thanks so much for having us. Nice.
You're welcome. Have fun at the release party. And I am going to play the concert calendar next. We're going to skip the outro because we really are tight on time. So
all good.
If you guys want to hang out in the green room, we can. If not, have a good evening.
Cool. And, thanks so much again.
Thank you.
What you're going to hear at the end of the show on the radio side is Icons of Industry, The Wheels Will Turn, which is a get out of town band. They're not from Pennsylvania. I believe they're from Texas, but it was really cool. And I was like, I have to play this track. And on the video side, we're going to try and squeeze in Moonshine Jasmine, Animal Scream, Delicio, Victoria Fire, Gene the Werewolf, and Neostem, which is a lot of time, but we're going to try and squeeze that all in. And with that said, check us out each and every Monday here live. The podcast radio releases on Fridays, and 3 Questions in the Song is on the 1st and the 15th. And I will see you next time. Hey everyone, it's Bill from Music from the 412 with your concert calendar for May 1st through May 13th, brought to you by BuildAScene.com and FirstAngelMedia.com. Monday, May 1st, Working Breed will be on the Pennsylvania Rock Show live on Music from the 412 to talk about their upcoming CD release. Friday, May 5th is Bandcamp Friday. It's also when you'll be able to see One Eye Daddies and God Hates Unicorns at the Bridge Music Bar at 8 p.m. 6 p.m., the Ragu Festival Rock Falls Park in Slippery Rock kicks off, and it is also an event on Saturday. 7:30 p.m., Heroes Bar and Grill with their open mic series with guest host Billy Postal. 8 p.m., United Metal Coalition with special guest Travolta at the Lamp Theater in Irwin, PA. $40 for that cover. 8 p.m. Neostem's 10 Years So Far with special guests The Molecule Party, The Cheats, and Royal Honey at the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. $10 cover. Saturday, May 6th, 7 p.m. Working Breed's Gaslighter album release showcase with special guest Cisco Kid at the Little Giant Studio. $15. Crop, Shy, Riparian, and Mother Elizabeth Thorne at 8 p.m. at Squirrel Hill Sports Bar with a $10 cover. Sunday, May 7th, 6 p.m. Lita Ford with A Common Crown and Modern Fossils at Jurgles Rhythm Grill in Warrendale. $33 at the beginning of the price for those tickets. Monday, May 8th. It's Victoria Fire on the Pennsylvania Rock Show Live. Tuesday, May 9th. Drive-By Truckers with Lydia Lovelace at the Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall. Wednesday, May 10th, Big Bay Allen, winner of the Blues Challenge, will be interviewing on 3 Questions and a Song with me. Thursday, May 11th, 7 p.m., Bindley Hardware Company, Thunderbird Cafe and Music Hall. Friday, May 12th, 7 p.m., Scott, Rob, and Greg of the Clarks at Vinoski Winery. 7:30 p.m. Friday night open mics with guest host Doug Carnahan. Saturday, May 13th, Speaking in Tongues, Defy EP release show at Black Forge Coffee House in McKees Rocks with a $12 cover. We have upcoming ticket giveaways to mention, thanks to Dresky Entertainment. Tuesday, May 9th, Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall, Drive-By Truckers. Wednesday, May 17th, Jurgles Songwriters Showcase hosted by Joe Grachecki and Rick Wachowski with special guests Billy Price and John Balin. Saturday, May 27th at Jurgles, Ugly Kid Joe with Pistols at Dawn. Thursday, September 7th, at the Craft House, the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Make sure you go to musicfromthe412.com/submissions to send us your videos, music, and shows to help us keep our stations up to date with your band's information. You can also submit to be guests on some of our original TV shows while you're there. That is all I have for you this week. My name is Bill, and I'll see you live on the Pennsylvania Rock Show at 9 p.m. on Mondays here on Music from the 412.
Well, there's a light in there, but lately it's been dim. The hustle and bustle eats your brain, your patience growing thin. You step up on that soapbox screaming, I just wanna be better, falling through the cracks, but there is better weather. So shake off the bad and move to the best. You hold the keys and you'll pass the test. Breathe, breathe, breathe for tomorrow, cause a little bit of fun heals a whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble, baby. Well, the devil may try to drag you down, and you know that will make you cry, but it cannot take with no name, but that's okay. Just shake off the bad and move to the best. You hold the keys and you'll pass the test. Breathe, breathe, breathe for tomorrow, cause a little bit of fun here's a whole lot of shake off the bad and move to the best. You hold the keys and you'll pass the test. Breathe, breathe, breathe for tomorrow, cause a little bit of fun here's a whole lot of shake off the bad and move to the best. You hold the keys and you'll pass the test. Breathe, breathe, breathe for tomorrow, cause a little bit of fun here's a whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble.
talk over the phone. Your sign language interpreter is making it known that your shady is head.